Hello! Yes, as mentioned in the end of the previous episode, I split the battle and the fleet formation into two episodes, so now you're gonna see the grand battle. It's in this battle, I have all my battleships actually. They have a lot more heavy cruisers, and their battleships are actually bigger than mine. But we gotta give it a try. Because if I can reduce the tonnage of the British Navy, then maybe I can work on breaking that blockade. Okay. It's that number of heavy cruisers that concern me. Let's pause and see what we have to work with here. Let's see. So these are already one division. And these are also a division. Let's turn off torpedoes for those guys, so they don't torpedo their own destroyers. Can I have Nuremberg leave the division, please? Detach from division. Detach, okay. So it's no longer trying to be in a division with the other light cruisers. Let's try and cut them off. Okay, this is all one division. So that's a battleship division. That's a battleship division. Gonna reduce speed on these guys, so they can fire more accurately. Same on these guys. And then we just gotta see what happens. So I've not identified any of their ships yet. Once I've done, I can actually start taking a look at what their stats are. No Nuremberg. Nuremberg, focus on that destroyer. So S5 is on fire. But it's currently afloat. Okay, let's pause here and see what their armored cruisers are made of. So they got 7-inch guns. I think mine had 6 inches. Training level cadets, I think mine are 2, yeah. So let's just focus fire on a couple of their heavy cruisers for now. And with this many ships in the battle, I will be using the pause function quite a bit. And the enemy is not yet within torpedo range. I think that's about to change, at least in the case of this one. Yes, it's launched its torpedoes. I get the heck out. If I can get a couple of successful torpedo strikes, that would be awesome. It's gonna miss. $1890 torpedoes, not the longest range torpedoes. Have these guys turn. Now that cruiser is actually trying to torpedo me, and I think it's gonna hit my S9 torpedo boat. Yeah, it did. But I got torpedoes in the water from S2. If we can make it out alive, that would be great, but I don't have much hopes for that struck torpedo boat. It's already detached, that's good. Now this guy has launched his torpedoes actually. This guy has not. I want that guy to go in and get a close range torpedo run on the Leviathan. His engines are out. His rudder is out. Should be an easy torpedo target. My cruisers are mostly like not really in the fight yet. Luitpold, what are you doing? Okay. I saw the torpedo in time. Let's get some of my own torpedoes away. It's taken a lot of fire. And it's actually flooding, which is not great, but I think I've got a good torpedo solution. Yeah, there we go. Torpedoes in the water. Let's retreat to the back of the line. That's a good torpedo hit. But its stern is already flooding, so it didn't make that much of a difference. Because, let me just pause here. As you can see here on the diagram of this enemy ship, these are the sections that are flooded. And once they are flooded, you can't really flood them more than they are, because it's all partitioned by bulkheads. So I would ideally want to have a torpedo hit the bow section somewhere, or at least between the bow and the midships, and flood some unflooded sections. Then it would be going down by now, but I think it's not gonna make it anyway. Poor TBS-9 is badly wounded. Can't make more than 4 knots. S-14 is almost finished rearming its torpedoes. What are my battleships doing? Come on, get in the fight. We'll have to manually command you guys. My battleships and heavy cruisers are mostly doing their own thing, which is sailing in a line and firing. Okay, torpedoes are rearmed. And we got torpedoes away. Hopefully it's gonna hit the cruiser Terrible. Yeah, it looks like I'm gonna get some good torpedo hits here on the HMS Terrible. is so far unharmed. There we go, that's great. That's amazing. I think this is gonna go down. Because if you look at the flooding here, yes. So that one sinks. Leviathan is still keeping afloat. This guy has more torpedoes. I'm gonna close in for a mercy kill on the Leviathan. That's first blood, I think. Okay, so this guy actually has no more torpedoes left. The Nuremberg has torpedoes. And S1 has torpedoes. So I want the S1 to torpedo the Diadem. There we go, torpedoes in the water. She won't be able to dodge. That's amazing. One hit on the bow section. Just missed the stern. Okay, Nuremberg, you are up. So using torpedo boats is very like micro intensive. This guy actually has his torpedoes back. But with no engine, it's not gonna get anywhere to actually get within torpedo range. Okay, the S6 has reloaded her torpedoes. These battleships, flank speed, get closer. While this battleship squadron continues to plow along. Actually gonna reduce down to half speed, so I don't just outrun the enemy. Can I get a torpedo going here? Can I avoid collision with my own ship? Now let's see what happens up here. Okay, we got torpedo in the water against the Leviathan. But S5 has just lost her engines. Here we go, more flooded sections. And Leviathan has gone down. So far, doing a pretty good job of like containing the enemy formation. Okay, Diadem is doing 18.2 knots. I'm doing 22, so I'm faster, but not by a lot. Turn torpedoes off for now and just get closer so I can ensure a hit. Nuremberg has bow launchers. I'm pretty sure I gave her this class bow torpedo launchers. So bow, stern and side. These kind of early torpedo mounts are kind of awkward to work with. Later on you get deck-mounted torpedo launchers that have much better arcs of fire. Okay, torpedo in the water. Turn away. Probably too late. I think my torpedo is gonna miss because Diadem just turned. I was able to avoid the enemy torpedo, but I lost the rudder and an engine. Probably not that great of an idea. To get that close to an enemy heavy cruiser with a light cruiser. But I think the starboard launcher should have a field of fire. I did give it starboard launchers, I hope. I don't have great chance to penetrate my heavy cruisers, so I'm gonna switch to HE actually. You two switch to HE. What are these battleships playing at? Anyway, I want them to attack the Kent. This torpedo boat is out of ammo, so it can just it can just retreat. Got 2 torpedo boats here. Oh yeah, by the way, TB, that's torpedo boat, DD is destroyer, CL is light cruiser, CA is armored cruiser or heavy cruiser, BB is battleship. Bavaria is like running alongside the Diadem. I can switch to AP. Let's increase the replay speed. S6 has torpedoes. Okay, so here we have some more ships approaching. Okay, that's another heavy cruiser. And I basically just want my light cruiser to just penetrate their battle line and disturb it with torpedoes. Even though it's risky because the light cruiser does not have any armor. Ooh, that missile's torpedoes just missed. That spread of torpedoes just missed, I'm supposed to say. In Groudens, it's not responding to the rudder because the rudder compartment is flooded. So, armored cruiser Berwick was hit by another torpedo. But so was the light cruiser Groudens. And a flash fire. Which is basically an ammo detonation. But the Berwick is going down too. It's not the worst trade. Kent sinks due to heavy flooding. Okay, we got stuff going on here too. I'd completely forgotten about my battleship squadron. Which is engaging a bunch of enemy heavy cruisers and light cruisers. The light cruisers have torpedoes. This could be ugly for the Heimdall. Reduce speed so I can get some more efficiency out of my fire. TBS6, just retreat. S5 and St. George hit each other with torpedoes. S5 is going down. I think St. George is too. Concentrate fire on St. George from the Barbarossa. S5 took another torpedo, but it was already going down. Barbarossa reduced speed. Focus on St. George. Dessau is not looking good, neither is Bavaria. Gibraltar is almost unharmed. But not for long, because he's gonna get a whole battleship squadron focusing her. Okay, Bavaria can't... she can't move. Engines are out. She's getting hit. I think the Bavaria is going down. Gotta be honest, I was not hoping my first battle to be a grand battle of the scale. TBS9 has some movement. Can she get close enough to torpedo the St. George? Prince Regent Luitpold can focus on the Amphitrite for now. Gibraltar sinks due to heavy flooding. Am I in the clear on this flank now? I think so. Groudens is actually still afloat. That is surprising. This cruiser squadron, just turn about, please. Get these battleships into the fight. Dessau and Bavaria still afloat, but barely. So, depending on repair costs, they might have to be scrapped after the battle. My battleships had torpedoes too? I had completely forgotten. Okay, Heimdall. Actually, Heimdall, I changed my mind. Turn to starboard. So far, it's not going bad at all, actually. I think I will be able to reduce the number of British battle cruisers, heavy cruisers, excuse me, by a lot. Are there no... But I haven't seen any battleships. Only heavy cruisers. St. George, going down. Okay, for now, focus on the Sapphire. Thetis, get over here, I want torpedoes on the Amphitrite. Amphitrite, okay. Is that a flash fire? On the Sapphire? It's a fire at least. Sapphire is going down. To focus on the Diadem and Amphitrite. Victoria Louise, what are you doing? If you're gonna behave like that, I have to detach you. Okay, Scharnhorst now squadron leader. Okay, battleships flank speed. Diadem is not looking too good. I think she's going down. Amphitrite, the rest of my fleet is catching up to her, so I might as well switch the Heimdall to the Diadem and the Barbarossa to the Duke of Edinburgh. Okay, Thetis. Let's get some good torpedo hits here. And TBS9 can sit around for emotional support. Not content with messing up her own formation, the Victoria Louise is now messing up the battleship formation. Condor, get in here. Bavaria and Dessau, badly mangled. Graudenz, badly mangled. S1, no torpedoes. Nuremberg has reloaded her torpedoes, and I forgot to bring her back again. By the time she gets back, I think this battle will be over. Unless the Royal Navy has a bunch of battleships hidden somewhere. Which I'm afraid they might have, because there was supposed to be British battleships present. Okay, torpedo in the water. Hard turn. Get that front launcher. She actually evaded. So I'm using manual rudder control to turn tighter. Ooh! Stern torpedo. That's a mutual torpedo hit. The Thetis is going down. Well, they actually managed some kind of emergency repair. It's hovering around 1% buoyancy. Well, the Amphitrite is pretty much dead in water. Karl der Grosse. I think the Thetis might actually make it. As long as I can sink the Amphitrite. Yes, okay. That means no one is around to sink the Thetis. Heimdall is squaring off against the Diadem. Barbarossa reduce speed. And focus on the Duke of Edinburgh. Heimdall reduce speed. I think the Diadem is closing in for some torpedo action. But Heimdall has her own torpedo on the way. And that's one dead cruiser. Because it hit the sections that were not already flooded. That's great. That's amazing. So there's only that one cruiser left. Facing off against two of my battleships. Gonna go to triple speed. Okay, torpedo in the water. Should have just increased speed and kept the rudder straight. That would have avoided it. Flooding seems to be contained. Okay, turn now. Okay, this battleship squadron reduce speed. Reducing speed improves accuracy. And basically turning on all kinds of maneuvers reduce accuracy. Edinburgh has engines out, so she's not going too fast. Even so, even if maneuvers reduce accuracy, I'm worried about those torpedoes. Now they are reloading, but I think one of the launchers might still be armed. Actually, let's switch to HE Heimdall. I only have 11-inch guns. .7-inch main belt. It's not battleship armor, but it's not bad. Okay, Duke of Edinburgh is taking a beating. Cruiser squadron, reduce speed. And cross the stern. I think it's time to hoist the white flag, Edinburgh. Scharnhorst's gonna get hit. That was that torpedo I was worried about. But flooding has been contained. Scharnhorst, leave formation. Hansa, new squadron leader. Prince Regent Luitpold should be getting clean side shots right about now. Because armor angling is modeled in this game. Those British heavy cruisers are quite tough. But then again, my Bavaria and Dessau are still afloat, if not mobile. So, guess mine are not that bad either. To HE. To HE. Detach. Yeah, there we go. Enemy smoke spotted to the north. End battle, okay. So I think the British battleships ran away. Yeah, the British battleships were never spotted. They retreated with 2 of the battle heavy cruisers. 3 of the heavy cruisers. And 2 torpedo boats. I sunk 12 ships and lost 1. That's not too bad. Thetis and Groudens are very heavily damaged. S5 was lost. S9, Nuremberg, Scharnhorst, Bavaria and Dessau are all damaged. I guess the rest of my fleet has suffered some damage too, but not like critical. Crew losses, 429 souls lost versus 4,000, almost 5,000 souls lost on the British side. 5.6 thousand victor points versus 220. Not bad for my first debut. Victory. So how does this look like? Repairing. Yeah. Groudens. You were badly wounded. I'm gonna scrap you. Thank you for your service. Thetis. Light cruiser. Thank you for your service. Bavaria. 3 months. So it's gonna cost me 146,000 a month for 3 months. A normal like maintenance cost is 62,000. My battleships are also repairing. I might have to scrap the Bavaria. Which other cruiser was badly hurt? Dessau. Only 2 months. Okay. I'm gonna... Should I scrap the Bavaria? I don't know. Finances. Monthly balance. I am on the plus. I think for the next episode, I'm gonna design some new ships. I'm gonna see if I can get some heavy cruisers with a little bit more of a punch. And I think... Is there like an auto-save function here? Guess so. So British Empire, they are moving their ships. Okay, here we have 2 battles. Convoy. And ambush. So, next episode we're gonna do an ambush and a convoy battle. That will be exciting. Until then, goodbye and take care.